Hey there, my friend. It's Dr. Anthony Balduzzi, and I want to welcome you back to another episode here on the Fit Father Project podcast. Today, you're about to hear a powerful and inspiring conversation between myself and one of our very own Fit Father brothers, Lewis Allen. Lewis is 46 years young, and in my opinion, he is the definition of a busy dad who's getting after it at his job, supporting his 4 kids, and he's got a range right now at home. His oldest daughter just graduated college, so she's 21, and his youngest son is 4 years old. And this is a man who has a lot to live for. He's got a busy family, he's investing in them, he's active, and using this Fit Father program over the last year, he's dropped basically 50 pounds. But far more important than that, as Lewis describes in this episode, is he's created a lifestyle with Fit Father that will serve him for years to come as his home base, as his backstop, as the thing he can always come back to. And this particular conversation, there were so many moments in here that were just like super powerful. I think the way that Lewis approaches this program and some of the mental aspects of how he relates to his habits, getting workouts in, when he gets up in the morning, how he does his nutrition, there's just a lot of wisdom in here, and you're going to hear from a guy who's really walking the walk, talking the talk, and for me, he's just like walking inspiration and a true definition of what a Fit Father is. So without further ado, let's get into today's conversation with Fit Father Lewis Allen. All right, Lewis, welcome officially to the Fit Father Project podcast, my friend. I'm so happy you're here.
Thank you. Good to be here.
So I'd love to kick things off for you to introduce yourself to all the guys that are listening, your name, your age, where you're from, and anything you'd like to share about work and family.
All right. My name is Lewis Allen. I live in Valparaiso, Indiana, a little bit, about 45 minutes, an hour and a half, depending on traffic. South of Chicago. I'm 46. I have 4 children. I have my oldest is just graduated from college. My middle one is a sophomore in college. I have a senior in high school that's going to be graduating here next week. And I have a 4-year-old. So definitely never a dull moment in the Allen house. And that's me. I work for a trucking company in the Chicagoland area. So I commute back and forth to work, and that's it.
That's cool. Well, I'm just thinking about your kids. Obviously, busy with trucking. I'm sure that's a nonstop industry. And then, you're running, I just think you're running the race all over again. You got, you know what I mean? 4 years old. So I'm sure he's like a ball of fire, just getting into everything. And now your graduation. So, I mean, it kind of speaks for itself. You have a lot of reasons to get healthy and stay healthy. And that's kind of like my first question is like, how'd you find out about the program and what motivated you to get started?
Well, I tell you what, probably for, at least a few years. I got to the point where I've always been an athlete. I've always been, sports, baseball, football, basketball, whatever. Coached youth sports for a while. And ever since, at one point in my life, I found myself up around, like 235, pretty much overweight.
Yeah.
And ever since then, that's been a few, years and years ago. And once I'd been looking for different things. So that kind of leads me into where I was at. I tried this and tried that, and I just hadn't found anything yet, and then once again, I came to another part in my life where I'm like, man, I'm heavy here. I'm getting older, I'm 46 now, I'm 40, over 40. It's not going to get any easier. If I keep waiting, it's just going to get harder. So I might as well get with it. And so I just started looking out there. I found Fit Father Project, like a lot of people, just looking for workouts over 40.
Yeah.
And, and your stuff came up, and it was, free workouts, the free 1-day meal plan, hey, let's go ahead and give it a try. And, I did a couple of the workouts, the first, the mountain climbers and and the jumps and that. And I liked the workout. And then, just your 1-day meal plan gave a nice, easy, something that I could do real easily. And that's kind of how I got started on it.
That's awesome. And so now, like, let's take like a little fast forward picture. Like, since joining FFP, like, how has this program changed your life in terms of results? Like, where have you gotten to today? And then we'll fill in the gap on how you got there.
Yes. Well, I tell you what, where I got today is where I haven't been. And for Fit Father, I got where I hadn't been in forever. I mean, maybe not forever. I mean, high school days, college days, and so basically I kind of found myself again, honestly. And the thing is up until now, I had tried a few things. I had tried a couple weight loss programs and a couple different diets and some different type of things. I had lost a little bit of weight here, but I didn't do anything significant. And how this has changed my life is in the past, it's been a little bit over a year now. Since that time, it has, number one, put me in a place where I haven't been in 40 years. And then number two, it gave me a place where it's a life-changing program in the fact that I have, and I posted about this on the Brotherhood page a little while back, I have a ground zero.
Yeah.
I have a place where no matter what kind of craziness goes on in my life, I might fall off the wagon tomorrow and just, be like, what's the movie where he just eats junk food all the time and then he goes from going to the gym to sitting on the couch eating fast food. I mean, hey, that could be me.
Yeah.
But I have a ground zero where every single day I can start over, no matter what happens. I got a place where I can go that I know works and I know can make it happen. And I'm good. So number one, I don't plan on doing that because every day's a new start. I had a bad day yesterday. I ate some stuff I probably shouldn't. I didn't follow my diet plan. I didn't work out. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. Well, today's a new day. Start out with my lifestyle that I live now, and that's the difference.
That's awesome. I mean, because that's a combination of like mindset and trust in the plan, and just like knowing that this does fit your life and that you actually like doing it. So I love that analogy of a backstop. Like it's so beautiful. I mean, this is what you can do. And how much weight did you lose in this period of time?
Honestly, probably about 50 pounds. When I started, I was at my heaviest. I was about 235, probably between my maybe 42 and 45. And then I went on a plan that helped me with nutrition wise. It's no joke that you guys. It's no what's a coincidence that it's nutrition because the nutrition helped me lose. I've lost about 10 or 15 pounds. Got down to about 225, and I'm 5'11" for contacts. I got down to 225. So I lost a little bit of weight, but I wasn't able to keep it up. I did it for a little while and it stopped. And then so when I started, I was at 225, and then I've been at below 180 for now the past 2 months. So I've lost, and actually 3 months now. So I've lost 50 pounds since I joined FitFather, and I've been able to keep that throughout the time, which just goes to your point. It's a sustainable lifestyle that I can live every day.
Yeah, let's dive into that a little bit more. So, like, what about the nutrition feels sustainable for you, and also just fill us in on like what's worked for you in terms of how you're doing your nutrition in the context of the FFP plan.
Sure. First off, I would say the number one thing is just a routine, and it's really not complicated. It's sleep, and that's a whole realm that helped me. Hydration, first thing in the day, in the morning, 32 ounces of water. I have my 32 ounces of water actually sitting on the counter right now this morning. From this morning, I put it down. I put apple cider vinegar and Himalayan salt. And have it in the morning, and then I refill and put it on the counter. So it's already there the next day. It's ready. So sleep, hydration, movement. The movement, as far as the movement goes, so I work a desk job, but I work at a trucking company. So we park in the parking lot, we walk inside. So what I do now is anywhere I go, I don't just park. I used to find the closest place to the door.
Yeah.
And now I find the farthest parking place from the door that I can find.
That's good.
And I walk. And I do that. And then number two, because I'm drinking so much water, obviously you need to use the restroom. So I could go to the restroom right down the hall, but they also have one upstairs on the other side of the building. So I walk upstairs every hour upstairs. So I got my movement in, and then nutrition. So those four staples, I follow those every day: sleep, nutrition, movement, and hydration. So that's the core. That's the foundation. And then as far as nutrition goes, the Fit Father, the protein shake, I have one of those every morning. Unless I'm out of, periodically you run out of. I like to put baby spinach in mine. Get my 2 cups of greens every day by putting it in the shake. And I've never liked my vegetables, but you put them in the Fit Father shake, and boom, right on.
Yeah.
So I got that. And then I like the avocado sandwich.
Yeah.
And so I can make that. I can make both of those at night. So I got 2 meals for the next day. And then when I come home, usually my wife has made something, so I'll have something, leftovers or some kind of thing for dinner. And it's usually always close to the perfect plate. So that's kind of what I do every day. And then also with the plan, just following it by the book. There's so many guidelines to easy nutrition. I don't have to worry, okay, do I have this in my diet? Do I have this? Do I have this? Do I have this? No, I just have to sit down. Hey, I got a half a plate of veggies, quarter carbs, quarter protein, and I'm good. No matter what you do, right? You go out to a work dinner. Okay, well, hey, I got half vegetable, quarter carb, quarter protein. Pretty simple.
What I hear is like a freedom. Like it's very freeing once you have this plan, because you have something to stick to. It feels good, and then like you're not feeling restricted. You're feeling like, clear.
Yes.
You know what to do.
Yes. For sure. And you know what? And that's the big thing about it. And this is something I wanted to get at when I was thinking about our conversation. I think sometimes myself, from personal experience, and just the people that I talk to, sometimes we know too much. I think we you said it in one of your podcasts or something. We're like the big overweight person going into the gym, trying to tell the trainer, "Oh, that doesn't work. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that." And like sometimes we think we know too much. Oh, I'm not going to do that because of the. Oh, you know what? Hey, I got a better way. I'll do this, and we kind of sabotage ourselves when all we got to do is follow it. And there's a proven plan. You see so many people doing it, and it's just a matter of doing it. And so you have to forget what people are telling you. Forget what you think you know. Just do what the plan says. If the plan says do it this day, do it this day. If the plan says do this, you do it, and the results speak for themselves. So it's not hard, And the other point on that as well is so many people are, oh man, what am I going to do? I had pizza. I ate donuts. I ate a hamburger and fries, and oh my goodness, who cares? You do it. Hey, it is what it is. You start over the next day, and you keep doing it. You just start over. And like people ask me, well, what are you doing? What can't you eat, or about what you can or can't eat? I can eat anything I want. I just don't eat it every day.
Yeah.
I'm not having, I can have a pizza. I can have a hamburger. I just can't have bagels for breakfast, pizza for lunch, and hamburger for dinner every single day of the week.
Right.
So
well said. And I think that mentality, a lot of people who are looking from the outside in are always thinking about like in a very black and white way, like what can't you have? What can you have? And it just is a reflection of how their mindset's like. And what you're describing is Fit Father's kind of giving you the flexibility to still enjoy your life, have a consistent plan that you like, lose weight and feel good. And like always, I think the mentality you've kind of highlighted a couple times, just come back to, it's a fresh new day, start over. And it's like, boom, water, reset, back on. And that's awesome. I want to ask you, what are some of the biggest challenges you've overcome with this program, and maybe even what this program has taught you about overcoming challenges?
I would say probably, obviously the number one challenge, like many people, is just busy father. And I'm not as busy as maybe some people are. I don't know. Everybody has a different schedule. But just to kind of give you a little bit of perspective for my week. So my work day starts at 5 a.m. at the office. I got about an hour commute in the morning, 40 minutes in the morning, hour and 15 at night. So basically I have, and I want to get my sleep in. So basically I'll get up at 2:00 in the morning. I'll take 2 hours to do my workout, to do getting ready, whatever I need to do. Then I got an hour to leave the house at 4. I work at 5, 10-hour workday, got an hour coming back. I got 2 hours in the afternoon that I do whatever I can do with my family, chores, whatever. I'm in bed at 6 o'clock, and then the next day I do it all again. I do that 5 days a week. And then I got my off day. So there's not a lot of time in there for anything else. So the biggest thing is just because I'm so busy, it's so easy to fall into grabbing whatever kind of food is there all the time. Not that I can't do it every now and then, but it's just there all the time. So that's an ongoing challenge. And then also too, time for sleep, time for workouts.
Right.
Like for example, what I found is, I want to work out, I want to do some stuff, and then I need to sleep. Well, one of the greatest things, another one life-changing thing for me for Fit Father was I remember when I first started, and I asked someone, I don't know, remember if it was Ben or Ken, it might have been an email, and I said, well, what's more important? I'm getting up in the morning and I'm getting my workouts in. Is it sleep? Or working out, and sleep's more important than working out. So, and then once I got that, once I was kind of free to hey, sleep. And so then I prioritize that sleep. And then once I have my priorities, then I can, which I guess is a challenge, I can prioritize my schedule. So for example, right now I'm in a season where there's some times where I'm not having time to get my full sleep and get my workout and get everything I need to do. Well, then I learned that, hey, sleep's more important for me personally. So I'm going to go ahead and get my sleep, and I'm going to get my steps into the day. I'm going to work out on my off days. I'm going to make sure I keep that walking in. I set my alarm every hour to walk. So I keep my movement, and then I got to be extra, what's the word I'm looking for? Extra concentrated and looking on keeping my nutrition right. Because, obviously I can't offset the bad diet with the working out, but I do have to watch it because I have to be careful for what I'm eating. So that's the biggest challenges is doing that. And then just like I already mentioned, realizing that I don't have to be perfect, that I'm going to make some mistakes, and it's not all or nothing. It's a lifestyle. And I'm going to get up every day, and I'm going to start over, and I'm going to do it again. And I may go 4 or 5 days in a row where I'm not happy with how I handle things. But hey, I got the whole rest of my life, right? Okay, we're working through the kinks. All right, hey, this didn't work. Mark it down. Hey, this didn't work. I won't do this again. So those are the challenges, and you can work through anything. You just gotta keep at it and not fall off.
I gotta say, I'm so glad I asked you that question, because that answer was seriously powerful. I hope guys even rewind this podcast and go listen to that. There's so many subtly, incredibly wise things about how you navigate things, how you look at your life and your priorities, how you're able to flex with things where you do have busy periods and seasons and your priorities. And also the fact that you do find the dedication that once you got that sleep nailed, you get up at 2 o'clock in the morning to get workouts in when it fits. It's brilliant, man. I mean, and also just kudos to you for busting your butt and taking care of 4 kids, spouse, job. Man, you're on it. And it's just so cool to see that this program is enhancing everything that you're already showing up for in a big way, and probably giving you some energy and stuff. So that's my next question is, were there any good stories about non-scale victories, NSVs, or just cool stuff that has happened, comments said, stuff your family said, stuff at work, as you've kind of lost this weight and made this transformation?
Yes. And I'm glad I was waiting for you to ask that question. Just recently, I had, one is I had some undershirts that I had that were large, that I bought them, and they were tight on me when I bought them, but they really didn't fit me. So eventually I just kind of threw them into my my teenager's clothes pile. And then the other day, we kind of share some of the same place, and I ran across these, and he doesn't wear them. He never really wore them. And I saw them. I'm like, hey, you know what? I bet those things fit me now. And I put them on, and I'm like, oh man, heck yeah, dude,
Nice.
These things fit right on. I'm like, man, this is terrific. And so hey, there's that. Now it's summer times. I live in Chicago area, so you're always winter, big clothes, heavy coat, this and that. Now that winter is finally coming, you starting to run into more people, and they're starting to see the different, notice things and make comments about, hey, you're looking good. Hey, you lost some weight. You got some people that just look and don't really say anything, and then you got some other people that'll make a few comments and say some stuff. So that's really good. I've had a lot of that, and I'll be honest with you, but I haven't really had a ton. Although I do have people notice the biggest non-scale victories every morning when I'm getting in there and I'm getting ready and I'm looking at myself in the mirror. I love it. I look at myself. I'm like, man, I love this. And I'll just look at these, and I tell, anytime I see any posts on the Brotherhood page, and the guys first start, and I'm like, dude, take pictures, man. Take pictures of yourself right now while you got them, because you know what? Once you lose it, you're not going to want to go back, and you're not going to be able to have pictures like that again. So take those pictures, as many as you can. I mean, you don't have to necessarily post them to everybody, but you'll want to have those, because when you work this program, and it does work, when you work the program, if you work the program, you're going to look good. You're going to like the way you look, and you're going to want to look at it. And that's just, and I would say of everything, that's the biggest thing. And another thing on that point, there'll be times working out, man, you hit the Great Destroyer, the Apex 10, or whatever you're doing that day, man, and at least for me, I feel a little bit apprehensive getting started, but man, you get going and you bust it out, and then afterwards you feel so good, and you look in the mirror like, oh man, I killed it. This is great, And that's I think that's the biggest non-scale victory, and you get one of those every single day when you look in the mirror, and can't beat it.
How cool is that? I mean, I got chills as you were saying that. It's just, what a beautiful feeling to love the way you look and feel. And to and also to document too and see where you came from, like you creating this hero's journey for yourself. And yeah, so I was going to ask you how your mindset and mental game has kind of changed. And I guess you kind of answered it a little bit with those moments when you push through hard workouts and then you're on the other side of things and you're like, heck yeah, I'm a beast. Like that feeling of accomplishment is so beautiful, of overcoming hard things. Have you found that your mindset is changed throughout this program in other ways?
It's kind of changed now since I've started, because now, before I had someplace where I was going.
Yeah.
And I mean, I still do, don't get me wrong, but man, I was 235, right? 220, 225. I got a lot of stuff to do. And now I've gotten to a place, and man, I remember before I started Fifth Father, I look at my, what the top side of my healthy weight was like 179. And I'm logging my weight on the app, and I here's where I am at 225 up here, and here's where I'm looking to go, 179 down here. Holy moly, I got a long way to go. It just was a distant thing. So now that I'm there, once I hit that milestone of being a healthy weight, where I'm not considered obese anymore, I hit the healthy weight, and now, so I have to shift my mind, because I'm actually in that season right now that, I got to maintain. I have to keep everything going. And it's so tempting to let off. It's so tempting to, I got where I want to go. So now I can just go ahead and let off for a little bit. Now I can skip a workout here, or now I can skip eat a meal, and sometimes think about different things that, ways to fall off and whatnot.
I think this is a really important topic about how your mindset changes when you do get close to your goal weight. And I know you're kind of in the thick of it right now, figuring out how to stay motivated, feeling that temptation to maybe pull off the gas a little bit on some areas, like maybe it's the workout, maybe it's the nutrition a little bit. What do you think, where do you think are the places that it's okay to pull off the gas, if at all? And then how do you plan on continuing to stay motivated? Is it just a daily focus thing? Is it revisiting a mission statement? Is it setting a new goal or target? Or maybe being more realistic about the fact that you don't need to do Great Destroyer, 3 times a week anymore. You can kind of be a little more, lighter on it.
I think it's a little bit of everything. I think number one, I can kind of let back, and that's what I'm struggling with. I don't want to just go crazy. I can't go back to my old nutrition ways. I have to stay on nutrition. and I need to keep the workouts in. And I want to keep the workouts in because I want to keep the movement and things like that.
Yeah.
And then also too, I feel like, where I may be different from other people that have maybe been in the program longer. I've been doing this for over a year, and honestly, and I'm still doing phase 2, day 60, 31 through 60.
Yeah, so you're in the back half of phase 2. So you have a lot of curriculum to still run through if you want to complete
Yes.
it.
Yes. And so now I'm at that point where so that I'm looking into that. Number 2, I am at a point where I do need a new mission statement because I
Yeah.
lost the weight. I've got to where I want to be now. Kind of. I mean, I feel like if I keep working like I'm working, and I keep my nutrition, and I keep going forward on my workouts and developing some more different workouts, I have more loose excess fat that's there that I know I want to lose. But it's on my belly, it's on my side. You can't target those, so it's going to take a little bit of time and nutrition. So I feel like number 1, and that's probably something here in the next probably month or 2 months during the summertime, I'll probably put down a new mission statement. Where do I want to go from here? Number 1, and then number 2, I'm going to try to, and that'll be one of the things that I'll try to dial that in. And then I have so much more curriculum to explore. I'm looking forward to getting into the old school muscle. I'm looking forward to doing getting into the next couple phases that I have of FF30X. Still looking at, there's plenty of room to go. And my perspective is the fact that, and this is actually something I might be getting ahead of myself, but this is kind of something I wanted to share. One of the mindset things that got me working and doing what I needed to do was when I was getting into 40, 45, I realized I'm like, you know what? If I live to be 80, which hopefully I do better than that, I'm halfway in my life. So I got half down. I got halfway to go. Why not make the next half better than the half before? I got more money. I'm smarter than I was before. And why not just start out? So I look at it like, hey, I'm 6 years old I'm 6 years into the second half of my life. I'm just I'm still in first grade. You know what I mean? So I got the whole I got the whole time here that I can explore these different things. I know a whole bunch more. I got a good foundation, and I have a way to look. So that's kind of where I'm looking at. And then it's just going to be a matter of, like, right now I'm in a season where it's just crazy busy. I got so much time going on, and I need to get through this time and keep everything in. And then eventually, hey, school is going to start here pretty soon. The 4-year-old turning 5, going into school. Kids move out of the house. You got a little bit extra time. And then I got a little bit of extra time that I can spend and dial in that the workout mission statement. Get myself realigned. But in the meantime, I got my sleep, nutrition, hydration, and movement to keep me where I need to be until then.
I love that. I mean, I just want to summarize some of that wisdom because I thought it was really, really good. One is like zooming out and seeing that big perspective. Like, I love the fact that you're, in the first grade of the second half. Really, really cool perspective. 2 is also kind of being in respect to the fact that you recognize consciously that there's periods where you can really blast and have more bandwidth to really focus on things, and times where actually just cruising and hitting the core foundational targets, sleep, hydration, nutrition, and daily movement is winning. Like, that's what's winning when everything else is very busy. So I love that. And then 3, having a concrete plan to follow, which you have plenty of that left inside our curriculum community, is like motivating in itself because there's something to keep on working. And I'll tell you this, phase 3 happens to be very good for stripping off any remaining fat. It's just kind of like designed for that. And then phase 4 is super cool of FF30X because it has like really time efficient, sustainable kind of like these elements workouts. So I'm not going to like ruin the fun. You got a lot of cool stuff on the pipeline on the program, which I'm excited for you whenever you get into that. Now, I want to ask you a little bit, what's some advice you have for guys who are starting out in the early days, maybe if you zoom back on a guy like you who might even be a little skeptical because he's tried some stuff, so he's signed up, but he's still like skeptical, what's some starting out advice that you have?
A couple things. Number one, nothing good ever happens overnight. We want it to just be, hey, I started a new diet. Hey, I go work out, and I did my first workout of the day, and I go look in the mirror, and I still look the same. It's going to be, it takes time. Things gotta go. We're not, I didn't get, it didn't take me a year to get 235 pounds. It took a long time. And so it's not going to happen overnight. Although I will say, I lost it faster than I put it on. I mean, it went away when you did it. So number one, that would be, hey, it's not going to be an overnight fix. Number two, that's one of the things that makes this program different is, hey, we want to, when we start losing weight, let's get to the weight loss part. Well, slow down. Hey, let's read it. Let's set up your mission statement. Let's read about nutrition. Let's read about what's your lunch schedule. What's all these things that, hey, let's just get to the working out. Let's go do push-ups and do jumping jacks and mountain climbers and lose weight. No, it's not how it works. That's about forgetting what you do. It doesn't work that way. So you have to start slow, follow the program. And then thirdly, you don't have to do it like everybody else. You don't have to do it like, for example, and this is my a little bit of my testimony when I was starting. I went through 30 days. I did the tracker, and I filled out the diary, and every day I'm looking at it right now. What am I going to have for breakfast? And what good about my day and the weight and what I did and all that stuff. And I did the log for 30 days, and I did all the workouts. I never had access to a gym at the beginning, so I would just did Apex 10s 3 times a week, and I didn't really do HIIT. I just did that for a 30-day period. But other than that, I went through 2 or 3 months where I didn't work out. I slept my 8 hours, I hydrated, and I kept on the nutrition, and I just moved. So you don't even necessarily have to do the workouts. I mean, it's going to maximize your results, right? But, like I hear people saying, oh, this happened to me, and I'm not going to be able to work out. Who cares? It's 80% nutrition. When you're doing 80% nutrition, and you're just moving and you're concentrating on movement, you don't have to worry about it per se. And I would say that was one of the things I lost. The biggest weight loss that I did was that 30 days when I was actually working out. But other than that 30 days, I was in a season where, hey, I didn't have a lot of time. I couldn't do stuff. So I just concentrated on walking. I have an Apple Watch where I'm closing my rings, and I close my rings. So, and not necessarily working out, but I just make sure that I walk enough. If I see my rings not closed, I'll taking up a couple extra trips to the bathroom, or a couple, people ask me, why do you keep walking to your car? I'm like, oh, I forgot my keys, or I forgot my lunch, or I forgot this or that, or whatever. I make up something, but that movement. So that would be another thing. That, you don't have to, you do need to follow the nutrition plan. You do need to hydrate, you do need to move, but, hey, the core is not the workouts. The core is the nutrition and movement and sleep and hydration. So, those are the things that you got to get dialed in. If you get those dialed in, you win. Plain and simple.
Man, really well said. Another powerful, just riff there. Mic drop on that. I want to ask you in a slightly different pivot as we get to the tail end of this convo is talk to me about your experience of brotherhood, camaraderie, community, our team, these interpersonal aspects of this program. What's that meant to you? How much has that helped? And just please speak into the community that's behind Fit Father. Sure.
And a number of things. Number one, man, I think of all the people, all the podcasts and the posts from the people that have helped me, and all the people that have put stuff in. I think of, I'm gonna shout out to Shane Dixon because I said I want him to do his podcast because I want to hear his story. So I told Ben to keep bugging him. Hopefully we'll get him on here one of these days. I really want to hear his story, but not just him. All the guys that have done it. And just seeing their thing and their story and realizing that, hey, these are real people. These aren't just pictures of people that you don't know. I mean, I've never met the guys, but hey, they're real people. You can see their pictures. They got real people, real families, real things going on. And it's just the real deal. You have a personal connection, number one. Number two, the insight and the advice and the resource you have on that is really phenomenal. For example, I started out my first Apex 10, man. I'm doing this Apex 10, and I'm trying to use weights, and I'm using a 10, and I'm like, man, this is killing me. I'm like, dude, how do these people, I'm seeing, I did my first Apex 10 with 100-pound dumbbells in 5 minutes. What in the, how do you, I can't, I'm struggling with 10 pounds. But back to the Face Father group, I posted on there, hey, man, I couldn't get through this, and I wish I could remember who it was that did it. But somebody said to me, hey, lose the weights. Just don't use weights. Go without weights and just do it that way. And that was huge. And so I went through it. I didn't do any weights. And I mean, I still went to my knees, and that's the other thing. Hey, somebody on the Facebook, hey, go to your knees. Okay. And I went to my knees and I didn't use any weights. And that made such a huge difference. And if it weren't for that, for the brotherhood, I would not have had that help. Any kind of posts, there's so many people that have been there, done that, have so much knowledge. They've been through your program. They've learned everything that you've put out there, everything that's in the material. And so they know it, and they've been through that. So if you have a question, you got a sleep question, nutrition question, number one, you put that on there. Most of those guys can tell you. And then number two, if not, man, Ben's always been great to me, jumping in there, giving me an answer, telling me what I need to do, giving me some advice. So that advice is always there, and you can always put your stuff on there, and you get encouragement. You get to see other people starting. I love seeing the newbie posts, people putting on their numbers, hey, and I did this, because we've been there, right? I've been there. I remember doing your first one. Here's my name, here's my weight, here's my starting, here's this, here's that. And man, it works. And so that's the great thing with the community. And I hope, as my life progresses, I hope I'm going to get to play. I want to do one of these. I would really, not anytime soon, but maybe one time I want to get an opportunity to jump out and maybe go out for one of the retreats or get together with some of the guys and meet some of the guys in person. That's on my bucket list. One of these days, I'm sure we'll get around to it. Since we're all going to be living to 110, right?
Exactly. We got plenty of time. Totally.
No, but anyway, and that's the great thing about it is hearing people's stories and just seeing their pictures and seeing their photos, and that's pretty cool. So that's what's great about it.
Man, so good. And I know that I think it was maybe last week or within the last week when I saw your tank top post in there too, and to see all the love that came from that, it's so cool. And I know you've, even just by doing your own journey and willing to share things, that you're impacting people's journeys as well. And I know there's a lot of guys specifically who are so excited to be finally listening to this right now when they did, because they've been following your journey. And that's a cool thing about this, is we get to support and be supported. Now, in closing, I want to ask you, what does it mean to you now to be a fit father?
You know what? Hey, hold on. I got to interrupt you. One more thing I forgot.
Please.
You reminded me about watching Journeys. When I get big, I want to be like Barry Tanner.
Oh, yeah. Don't we all? Dude, Barry's a bit, talk about a mental, physical, spiritual beast.
When I was first starting, he posted the pictures, and he's sitting there flexing, and like, man, how old are you? 64? You're freaking 64. I hope I put on there. I hope I could be like that when I get big. Oh my goodness. And I think of people like that have posted those things and give you something to aspire to, man. If I can look like that when I'm 64, heck yeah. Heck yeah.
I'm with you on that.
I apologize.
And then my final question for you was what does it mean to you to be a fit father? What does that concept mean to you now, having worked this program so far?
It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. And I think that's the biggest thing. It's the lifestyle. And, us and those of us in the brotherhood that are living the lifestyle, we live the lifestyle. And, hey, we're a father. I've always, I've been a father since I had kids 21 years ago. So I've always been a father. I haven't always been a fit father. And so being a fit father means that you can be there for the people that need you, that you can be there for yourself. That you can be there you can have a quality of life. I don't want to be 70 years old in a nursing home having to have somebody push me around in a wheelchair. I want to be able to do things like Mike in the podcast a little while back, man. I want to be going crazy, climbing mountains and doing whatever I can do. I want people to look at me and say, man, what are you doing?
Yeah.
That's what I want. So I think being a fit father, that's what that means. And that means it's a quality of life. It's a lifestyle. It's bringing the people around you and making them better because you're part of their life. And it makes you a better person. It makes them a better person. It makes everybody a better person because of you, because of seeing you, because of the influence that you've had. And everybody, hey, we're not going to be perfect. None of us are perfect, but man, it's a lifestyle. And hey, we're gonna hit it again tomorrow, and we're gonna hit it again the next day, and hit it again the next day, and hopefully when I hit my 80th birthday, I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna hydrate, I'm gonna do my 20 minutes of stretching, and go out and jog or walk or do whatever I can do, and hey,
man,
who knows?
Lewis, I am just so proud of you. I'm so happy for you. I'm so inspired by you. This conversation, you crushed this one. I truly, I think there's so much richness in here, and I want to thank you for spending your time with me today, for willing to share your journey with the brother throughout this, for walking the Fit Father path. I think your youngest son is blessed to have you in this kind of condition, mentally, physically, and spiritually. He doesn't even know that yet, but man, dad's on fire, and can't wait till he's 10 years older and you guys are working out together still. Did so many good things from this. So congratulations, man. Thank you for coming on today and sharing all this with us.
Thank you for having me. I love it, man. I love it. And I'm thankful that I get to do it. And but like I said, man, it's such a blessing to have this in my life, because I know that, man, no matter what kind of craziness happens, like I said, I got that ground zero to go back to. And if I were to slide back anywhere, I don't have to stay there. And that's what everybody has that runs this. You don't have to stay there. If I go there, I might go there. Who knows? But you know what? I don't have to. It's a choice. So I appreciate you letting me be a part of this, and I appreciate you for putting everything out there that you do for us to give us a lifestyle to live. So, thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you, Lewis.
All right.